last thing here on Esri Maps for Office that might be instructionally very interesting for a couple of reasons. And that is you can actually create some PowerPoint slides. You can see that create slide. And so one of the things, if you click on create slide, it creates a static slide. You know, not very exciting. It's basically like taking a screenshot. More exciting, though, you can also create some dynamic slides. So, think about this. So you've got a PowerPoint going, and one of your maps in one of your slides is actually a live web map that's linked to ArcGIS Online. And all you do there, it's nothing magical about it, is you just say create map slide and make it dynamic. And see on the right-hand side here where it says search for maps? Then I went out and searched for my new map that I created, which was called 2012 Voting in my organization. There it is. Then I just said open, and bada bing, bada boom, there it is inside my PowerPoint. Let me demonstrate what that looks like then inside there, if you don't mind. Okay, here is I'm going to biggerize this. Here is my 2-slide PowerPoint, right? Here's slide 1. It's a static slide. Can't really do much with it. I can move it around and, I can resize it, but it's a static slide. The second one is a dynamic slide. See this little arrow, this little button here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually play the slideshow. So here's my static slide, and here's my dynamic slide. Now, I've got this little arrow, and when I press that little arrow, it's going to go out to ArcGIS Online, and it's going to make that slide dynamic. And the nice thing is that now we're actually, remember, we're inside PowerPoint. So if your students are presenting on, tsunamis of the Pacific, right, or in this case, voting patterns, well then, see, as you can see, we're going to zoom into the Central Plains and take a look at, and I got the map key up there. It's a very simple, 3-category map. And I'm going to click on a couple of these states. There's Kansas, and I can see, again, the variables that I had inside the original spreadsheet. Nice. So that's why it's called Esri Maps for Office. It's actually not just for Excel. So think about that as an assessment tool or as a presentation tool that you or your students might want to use. Very nice. Okay. Questions, comments on Esri Maps for Office? Because we're just about ready to switch gears. Just want to demonstrate something that I think is pretty darn cool, and that is some data that we got from the wonderful Amy Work this past spring. She gathered some data with her whale boat cruise out there in Costa Rica. And so this is just another example. Here is, well, there's a couple of things I wanted to mention. First of all, it's just like we looked at before, right? In this case, we're mapping points instead of polygons. But we've got a latitude and a longitude here, just like we had for the state names. And so we said, I've got lat-longs, and it says, I know how to map that. And then we used a couple of other things here that I didn't mention, but there's a couple of things that you can do, some clusters, and we added a heat map so you can kind of see the clustering of the whale sightings off the Bahia coast here in Costa Rica. So just another example of a data set that you can map, in this case, lat-long data. Nice.
And Joseph, are those points live so that you could click on one and see a set? Wow, look at that.
Eduardo found some ballenas out there. This is the time that he found them, and so on and so forth. Gosh, look at those low latitude values. Must be near the equator. Very cool.